Alright all, like the title suggests, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a VIVO V002 dual monitor stand. I'm going to show you the unboxing of it, I'm going to show you how to assemble it, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the product. I'll be right back after the intro. Alright all, if you like tech and you're on a budget, you like gaming, you came to the right channel. Make sure you go down there and give me a like on this video. Give me a dislike if you don't like it. There's a comment section. I go through them every weekend on my live stream. And don't forget about that little subscribe button down there, that notification bell. That way you're notified next time I put out a video. I'll go live here on YouTube. Alright all, like I said in the intro, today we're going to be taking a look at a dual monitor stand for your desk. We're going to be looking at the VIVO. I believe it's the way you pronounce that. It's V-I-V-O. The model number is the V002. There's a picture of it, and then it's in its complete form. It does come in white or black, whichever one you prefer. I got the black model myself. The specs on this thing, if it's 13-inch to 27-inch screens, and they can be up to 22 pounds a piece. It's got tilt plus 80 to negative 90. It's got swivel of 180 degrees. It rotates up to 360 degrees. It's height adjustable, heavy-duty C-clamp, integrated cable management system. Monitors can be installed either in portrait or landscape. It does have adjustable arms. The base and mounts is 75 by 75 millimeters and 100 by 100 millimeter bolting holes. The center post is 17 inches tall. The mounting brackets is 29 inches on center. That's from the center of the pole out to the end of the arm where the monitor connects to. And it also comes with a 3-year warranty. And here it is on Amazon. This is where I ordered mine from. As you can tell by the date of this filming, it's 4/8 of 2020. You can pick this thing up for about 40 bucks. And to me, you know, 40 bucks is pretty reasonable. Especially if you're in a dual monitor setup, you want to get your monitors up off your desk like I did. Still yet, you know, I wanted something that hold two 27-inch monitors. I had to buy me another monitor. If you haven't seen the review of that other one, it's up here. I busted one of my monitors there last week or so. I had ordered me another monitor anyways. I've been trying to redo my setup a little bit to make it a little bit more convenient for me, a little bit better. Then I wanted another 27-inch monitor, so I wanted to make sure it was something that could hold two 27-inch monitors while I bought this stand. Let's get into the unboxing of it and the assembly of it, and I'll be back at the end of it all with my final conclusions on this stand. Alright guys, here's the VIVO, I guess is the way you pronounce that, stand, V002. It's a dual monitor desk mount. It's a mount that goes up and holds both your monitors together. I done went through the specs with you. This is just kind of the unboxing part of it here. Both sides of the box is the same. Let's get this tape off of this thing. And we'll see what all comes with it. Alright, and it looks like we have a box inside of a box. Something else for me to throw in the burning pile here in a little bit. Okay, now we're down to a white box instead of a brown box. So let's cut the tape on this one. There we go. And the greatest is a box of goodies. You got a wrench, a couple Allen wrenches. It's kind of nice they include them. A couple washers. A couple cable management brackets, it looks like. Some kind of little plastic standoffs or gaps. You got thumb screws here with Phillips head on them. I take that's for mounting the monitors. And not too sure on what them would be used for, if you use them to mount your monitors. Then you got a couple bigger screws over here and a couple smaller screws and some nuts. Okay, that's the first bag of goodies. Your directions, your owner's manual. We may need that on this one. There's your desk stand. This is what mounts to your desk. Feels like it's pretty high quality metal. I mean, it's pretty thick. Yeah, what's this? That's the rest of the clamp. So I guess somehow that the foam pad. So I'm assuming we'll have to get into the directions and read this, but we'll have to bolt them two together, I guess, some way, somehow. There's your foam pad to protect your goodies, to protect your desk with. Okay, and this here, what is this? This looks like this is going to be the main arm system. Yeah, that's going to be the main arm, I believe. There's another flat plate for something, not too sure, but it's got that foam padding to it, so it must be protecting something. Here's your base mounts, where they hook up into the back of your monitor to hook the arms up to. Let's get them out of the bag. Right there. It does, like I said, like I mentioned, it does do 100 millimeters and 75 millimeter mounts. Okay, there's one for the second one, for the second monitor that it supports. Okay, what else we got in here? All kinds of goodies. Got another black plate of steel. Not sure on what we're going to use that for, but that comes in it. Okay, there's your dual arm. Alright guys, there's your dual arm that will actually be attaching to the monitors. Seems to be pretty strong metal, seems to be put together well. Like I said before when I was going through the specs of it, it does hold up to two 27-inch monitors, so it should be pretty strong. And the box is empty. Alright guys, to hook the bracket up here, which is C, which is going to be the top of the clamp, you hook that up to the main shaft, which is letter A. You get these three holes lined up here. Okay, they're lined up. Take your included Torx bit here. I think that's what they're called, the Torx bit, with the screws that's included. There we go. There we go. Got that one started. I don't want to tighten it down all the way yet. Got a hold of my microphone cord there. Okay, then we'll get the second one started here. Just like so. And the third one, we're going to get it started. Since we're already on that one, I'm going to go ahead and tighten this one all the way down. Okay. Then I'm going to go around and Tighten down the other two. Just like so. Okay, now with that done, they're saying to put your soft pad on it. That helps protect your desk. So we'll take this apart here. Get this little foam backing, get this little piece of backing off a foam pad. Just like so. I don't know why that little piece is in the middle, but we'll pop it right down in there. Actually, it shows that this is missing, so we'll pull that out. Maybe we'll have to use that someplace else. Gonna line up the foam pad here with the edges of it as close as we can. There we go. Help protect the desk. They show connecting this to the table before installing this, but I'm not ready to do that yet. All right, guys. And if you're gonna clamp it to the table, you gotta put your clamp on the base of this. So we're gonna line up these holes here in the back. Depending on how thick your desk is, depends on how you need to get this done. Just like so. I'm gonna hold it down against the table. I'm just guessing where these is gonna go. I got a pretty thick desk, but I think it's gonna give me enough room. If not, I can always readjust it. I ain't gonna climb underneath the desk and do this because I won't be able to show you what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take it and line up the holes and get the screws started here. All right, with that one started, I don't want to tighten it down all the way. I want to make sure I can get the other one started. So I'm going to get it started. There we go. And there we go. We'll flip this over so we can get a little bit better torque on these, because this is going to hold a good bit of weight, because this is the main support for both monitors. So we want to tighten these down decently. I think that'll be thick enough for my desk. If not, I can always readjust when I get underneath there. All right, and this plate here, by looking at the directions, instead of putting this on, you need to put this on if you got a hole down through your desk. This plate right here is for the desk that has a hole through it. Mine don't have the hole through it, so I can't use that plate. So this is the assembly of the clamp style. Now you need to put on the goodies here. You put it on the goodies on the main pole for your cable management, what's going to hold your cables. Of course, you want this to be behind it. And you put the big hole of it down over top of the main pole, and this here is where your cable's going to be running, but you want that behind it. Slide that down on there. Of course, you adjust that depending on your cables. This slides fairly easy. So it depends on where you're going to put your cables at. Okay, now we'll move over to the arms that actually going to be what holds your monitors up. They got these little cable management brackets here. So you go ahead and clip them on the back of them. You got 4 of these little things. Looks like this. It goes right over top of the tubes. I'm hoping I'm putting these things on right. If not, I'll have to pull them off and redo them. There we go. And the 4th one. There we go. Alright, then this here slides down over top the main pole. We'll straighten these arms out all the way, make it a little bit easier on us here. And of course you want the bolt here that takes the that uses the bigger Allen screw that they gave you. Just like this. It's on this side. Right there. Slide this down over top of it. And of course you'll have to adjust and that's going to be the way you adjust the height of it. Depending on how high you need it. I'm going to need mine pretty high. So I'm going to say probably close to the top of it, but I'm going to need mine. We'll take the Allen, the included Allen wrench here. And we're going to tighten this down. Just like so. Get it good and tight, because there's going to be a good bit of weight on that. And once it's all assembled, it should look something like this. Let's take you gotta take these screws off here to take this base mount off. The base mount off of it. Okay, just like so. Okay, there's them two screws off. And then you just slide this down out, just like so. Okay guys, and this monitor, this ViewSonic monitor I got, it's got the 100 millimeters in it, the 100 millimeter racing mount. So you take one of your racing mount plates here, with this little toggle, with the little plate with the bolt screw hole in it, facing up, lay it down, and with the mount, with the arm kit, it comes with these here screws that's got thumb nuts on them. That's what you use to install this. Depending on the way the monitor is set up, some monitors, when this is dipped down in, when your racing mounts are dipped down in, which my other monitor may be, we'll see when I get to it. If it's dipped down in, they actually give you these longer screws like this with the spacers to be able to pop that plate out where it needs to be. But at least with this one, I believe we'll be alright with just these screws. May have to change these up when we attach the arms. And just to be on the safe side, we're going to give them a few twists here with a screwdriver just to make sure they're in there good and tight. Of course, they're more plastic, so you ain't going to be able to tighten them too much before they start bouncing out. Alright, there's my ViewSonic ready to be mounted. The second monitor we've got is the AOC. I've had this one for quite a few years. The model number, if you'd like to know, is the E2752VH. This is a pretty old monitor. I don't think you can even find these monitors anymore. But that's going to be the second one that I use. Let's see how we take this one apart. Looks like I'm going to have to get my extension bit. And to be able to take this mount off the bottom of it. There we go. Oh, there's one there in the middle. No, yep, there's one there in the middle as well. Slide that down out. Just like so. Alright, and just like we did the other monitor, we got the base mount here. And you want this little bolt hole facing upwards. You lay them down. And this is also a 100mm racing mount. And since the back of that plate sticks up far enough, we should be able to use the thumb screws like we did with the last one. Shouldn't have to use the spacers on it none. Just get it started. And yeah, don't mind the dust on the back of this one. It's, like I said, I've owned this one for quite a few years, so it's pretty dusty back here. And I'll give it a good cleaning here before I put it together. Before I put it on the mount, on the arms. Now since we got them started, just like I did the last ones, I don't want these things falling off. These are pretty heavy monitors, being 27-inch monitors. Just gonna give them a few turns with a screwdriver, make sure they're good and down in there. Don't want them falling off. Don't want the monitors falling off once to get them set up. There we go, just like so. Alright guys, to show you this next part, I just put the mount here on the side of my work table here. Take your monitor that has the racing mount bracket on it. See if I can do this. Take it and slide it down over top of it, just like so. And it kind of hangs there. You need to tighten up this screw and this screw once you get them adjusted right. I'm just going to go ahead and adjust it, just tighten it down just for the video here. Once I actually get it put on my desk, then I'll adjust it to where I need it. Alright, and help with a little bit of the adjustment, the screw here on top that this thing sits down onto takes an Allen wrench. So you definitely want to keep these tools that they send with it to help raise it or lower it without moving the whole arm. You just put it in that there screw and you turn it, and they'll help raise or lower the monitor as needed. Once you get it set up the way you want, they give you these little cap screws here, and you just screw them down on. And I went in my toolbox and I got me a 3/8" wrench. They didn't send a wrench for this screw, for the nuts, but 10mm 3/8 will do you, I think. Like I said, I'm using a 3/8 wrench, which got a little bit of slop to it, but it works all right. And you tighten them down, and that's the way you do it. All right, all. There's the monitors hooked up to the stand. I think it's a pretty good view of the stand itself. This seems to be a pretty sturdy stand, and like I said, you know, this stand, like when I went through the specs, it does support up to two 27-inch screens, and that's what's on it. It's two 27-inch stands. So it's about, you know, it's about as big as monitors you can put on it. That's what it's designed to hold, is 27 inches. It seems to be pretty sturdy. When I try to shake it or whatever, it don't move very much. So let me get reset up here, and I'll come back with my final conclusions to this stand. All right, all. We went down through the specs of this dual monitor stand. I showed you the unboxing and the assembly of it. This assembly was pretty easy. It's pretty simple to get together. You know, you just kind of look at the parts, you kind of figure your way through. The instruction manual is written pretty good. It gives you good solid pictures to follow if you need that. The one thing I think they dropped the ball on was they give you all the tools needed to do this job besides one, and that was the little nuts on top that holds your monitor onto that holds the vase mount up onto the arm. They didn't give you the wrench to tighten down them little nuts, which I used a 3/8 wrench on mine, which had a little bit of play in it, but it did the job all right. I think the proper tool for that would be a 10mm, and I'd suggest tighten them down with a 10mm. I mean, you're looking at 27-inch screens like I used, you know, you're looking at $170 a screen. And that little bit of extra security to me means a lot. But that's just my opinion. That's up to you. You could just finger tighten them if you'd be satisfied with that. As far as the stand goes itself, it's well constructed. It ain't the thin metal that I was expecting. For $40, I was expecting something a lot worse than what it's got. It seems to be well made. It seems, nice and strong. I can close the drawers on my desk, and my monitors don't move a whole lot or nothing. I can slam the door behind me in the room, and my monitors don't even budge. There is a lot of adjustments on these arms, which is a good thing because that gives you a lot of flexibility in the way you want to set your monitors up on them. It does support the landscape or the other view. You can turn your monitors 180 degrees and have one up and down and the other one flat. However you like to have your setup, which I think is a pretty good product for $40. I'm happy with the purchase of it. And then got my monitors up off my desk, gave me more desk space for me to clutter up. That's what a desk does. It catches a bunch of clutter. But anyways, this was the unboxing, the assembly, and the overview of this monitor stand. If you like this kind of content, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. There's a comment section below. I go through them every weekend on my live show here Saturday morning, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. And also, if you really like this kind of content, don't forget that little subscribe button down there. Turn on that notification bell. That way you're notified next time I put out a video, I'll go live here on YouTube. And with all that being said, you all have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next video or live stream.